Welcome back, Dreadheads, to the Walking Dread podcast. I'm Adrian, your host for this terrifying trip into the heart of fear. Each day we'll bring you a new, spine-chilling story, the kind that sticks with you long after the lights go out. And I'm really excited about today's story.
Me too.
It's got everything.
It does.
Shipwrecks, ghosts,
Yeah.
and a really good lesson about why you should let sleeping ghosts lie.
Oh, absolutely.
So to help us unpack all the chills and thrills, I'm joined by the amazing Julia.
Hi, everyone.
So you ready to dive into today's spooky tale?
Let's do it.
Okay, so the story takes place off the coast of Vancouver Island,
Okay.
and it centers around the SS Valencia, a steamship that went down in incredibly dense fog.
Fog always adds this extra layer of spookiness, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
It's like the fog hides things.
Exactly.
You can't see what's coming for you.
It makes everything sound different, too.
Right. Like even familiar sounds become distorted and eerie.
Exactly.
So anyway, the SS Valencia sinks, and it's a total disaster.
How many people were on board?
Over 100, I think, and only one person survives.
Wow.
Yeah, Sarah's grandfather. He managed to cling to some wreckage for days until he was rescued.
He must have been completely traumatized.
Absolutely. He was haunted by the cries of the people, drowning the thick fog, the whole experience. It really messed him up.
It's interesting how fog can blur the lines between reality and imagination.
It's true. In a situation like that, your mind could play tricks on you.
Definitely. And I think that's what makes this story so scary.
Okay, so let's talk about Sarah. She grows up hearing these stories about Valencia,
Okay.
her grandfather's memories, the sound of the foghorn. It's all she's ever known.
So she has this strong connection to the tragedy.
Exactly. But for her, it's more than just a spooky story.
What do you mean?
She feels this pull towards those lost souls.
Like she needs to help them.
Right. She wants to help them find peace.
That's really interesting, because usually people are afraid of ghosts.
I know. It's like she feels a responsibility or something.
Maybe it's a way of trying to understand what her grandfather went through.
That's a good point, trying to make sense of the trauma.
Exactly.
So one night, a really bad storm hits. And the next morning, a rowboat washes ashore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it has a nameplate on it that says SS Valencia.
No way.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
That's a pretty clear sign.
It's like the boat itself is calling out to Sarah.
So what does she do?
She feels compelled to row out into the fog.
Into the same fog where the ship sank?
Yep. It's
Yeah.
like she's trying to connect with the spirits of the ship.
That's so brave, but also kind of reckless.
I agree. It's a mix of wanting to help and maybe some morbid curiosity, too.
Oh, definitely. Like she's drawn to the mystery of it all.
Right. She wants to see what's out there in the fog.
Well, so what happens next?
Well, as she rows out, the fog gets thicker, and the air gets really still and heavy,
Key.
and then she sees them.
Sees what?
Spectral lifeboats.
Hmm.
Just like the ones from the Valencia.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And there are skeletal figures rowing them.
Oh my God.
Their faces are twisted in this eternal scream.
That's horrifying.
I know. It's like they're reliving the moment they died over and over again.
It's like they're trapped.
Yeah. And they don't look peaceful at all.
They're angry.
Yeah. And desperate.
So what does Sarah do?
She calls out for her grandfather, hoping to connect with him somehow.
Does he answer?
No. But she hears this chilling hiss.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Like nails on a chalkboard.
I have goosebumps right now.
And then the lifeboats start closing in on her.
No.
Their occupants reaching out with these skeletal hands.
This is terrifying.
And she realizes that they don't want her help.
What do they want?
They want to drag her down with them
Oh, my God.
into their watery purgatory.
It's like her empathy is what leads to her downfall.
Exactly. It's a good lesson for all of us.
Don't mess with things you don't understand.
Exactly.
What
So as they pull her down, she sees her reflection in the water.
does it look like?
It's transforming into one of them.
So she becomes another lost soul.
Yeah. Forever bound to the Valencia.
That's so sad.
It is. And it makes you wonder
Oh, what?
if it's more terrifying to be the ghost trapped in suffering.
Or the living person who understands their torment but can't help.
That's a really good question. And on that note, Treadheads, I think it's time to wrap up today's episode. But don't forget to rate and follow the Walking Dread podcast for more spooky stories that'll keep you up at night. Until next time, Dreadheads, sleep tight if you can,